Starting off with our top story this evening. The government's stance on the boycott of educational activities by university students and the strike launched in government hospitals was clarified to the media today through a media release. The media release had been issued by Presidential Secretary P.B. Abekun on instructions of President Maithripala Sirisena.
Following an emergency meeting with the President yesterday, the GMOA announced that they will be calling off their strike action. Thereafter, the GMOA issued a media release noting that they had agreed on 4 key points during the discussion with the President. The media release issued by the Presidential Secretariat notes that the conditions imposed on SAITM by the government will be announced through an extraordinary gazette. The media release notes that SAITM will be compelled to halt enrollment and awarding degrees to students until the criteria mentioned in the gazette is fulfilled. It notes that since SAITM will be compelled to prove before a court of law that they have at least the minimum requirements to conduct medical educational activities, the minimum standards of medical education will be gazetted immediately. The release also notes that neither the Sri Lanka Medical Council nor its chairman should receive undue pressure to a point which affects their independence. According to the media release, the curriculum of students currently studying at SAITM will be altered into one which is accepted by the Sri Lanka Medical Council, while a method will also be formulated for graduates of SAITM to be registered with the Sri Lanka Medical Council. The release further reads that the Attorney General has been instructed to inform the Supreme Court regarding the government's stance on SAITM. It also notes that steps are being taken to convert SAITM into a public-private partnership and that plans are already in motion to nationalize the hospital attached to the medical college. The media release also notes that in order to procure the funds necessary, SAITM will be opened up to the share market or a fund, either government or private, will be set up. The government also hopes to engage in discussions with the parties concerned in order to resolve any other issues that may arise. Since all issues are resolvable through discussions, the government urges university students to return to their education activities and plan out their personal future after taking into consideration the enormous amounts of public funds being fed into the free education system by the government. It also hopes that the students who come out through the free education system will work towards the common goals of the free health service and the national aspirations of the government. The release concludes by stating that it was issued in order to clarify the government's stance on the matter after taking into consideration the views of the Ministry of Higher Education, Ministry of Health, teachers, students of both sides and the doctors' associations. Specialist Dr. Anuradha Padenia, who ran unopposed, was re-elected as the President of the Government Medical Officers Association for the year 2017-2018. The re-election took place during the annual general meeting of the GMOA held in Colombo yesterday. Here are some scenes from the event. What do you think about organizing such an event and celebrating victory?
Politics means controlling the state. However, I am being appointed by doctors. We are formulating several market policies and we are working to protect the standards of doctors. All this is important to the people. In other countries, there are politicians who do this. The lack of such politicians has forced us to do it.
What is your response to charges that you are engaging in politics through the association?
This is not a party. This is the annual general meeting.
It looks like a party.
Are you asking us to cry at the AGM? How else are we supposed to hold an AGM? There's no need to teach a journalist how to hold an AGM.
Isn't this something beyond a usual gathering?
This isn't a usual gathering, this is the AGM. Are you asking us to bring all these people together and send them back without giving them something to eat? They go hold a discussion with the President and reach agreements regarding actions that are already taking place. Why did they conduct a 3-day strike and inconvenience the public when they could have resolved this so easily? They then hold an AGM throw a nice party and ask, are we supposed to cry at such an event? This is the ethical behavior of doctors. They have no problems if patients die. SAITM was a product of Mahendra Rajapaksa's oppressive regime. The doctors could not and did not strike back then. The university students did not get onto the streets, nor did the Frontline Socialist Party take any action. When questioned by some media channels regarding the educational qualifications of doctors, some reply by saying that they can't remember. If doctors who are created through free education can't remember their advanced level results, will the doctors who come out from private universities remember theirs?